halls, spaces, basements, kitchens, and baths, all around this big, beautiful world of ours to talk to plumbing professionals just like you. I'm Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber, showing you how to make the money you'll work with your plumbing business, how to get your butt out of the truck and into the life that you desire, freeing yourself from the bondage of simply owning your job to having a powerful money-making machine that's creating a legacy of security and wealth for you and your family. This is Potty Talk Live, and you are in the plumbing business success zone. All right. Hey, we're having a great day here. I've been looking forward to this show all day long here. We got a cool cat out of Imperial, Missouri. All right. He's going to be on here shortly. We got the lovely Laura in the house. How you doing, baby? We've had a great day. You know, I'm going to say I love my day. I love what I do, but we always overplay love, okay? No, I love my wife. I love my kids, but I really like what I do. I enjoy. It was a big coaching day. I love coaching the guys with their plumbing businesses, things going on, fun stuff. All right, successes. Hey, and we're working on some pretty cool stuff here for you. Right, we're going to be helping, plumbing businesses around the world, grow. I mean, I'm excited about that. So I can't wait to get that stuff out to you guys. All right. So, hey, if you're a first-time viewer to Potty Talk Live, hey, say hi. You can write it there in the comments. Tell us where you're watching from, viewing from. All right. And if you've been a long-time viewer, welcome. Good to see you here again. All right, stick around. We got a cool cat again. This guy, can't wait to bring this guy on here. There's going to be a lot of nuggets of gold there for you, okay? Hey, got something free for you. Can I do it? Sweetheart, can I get it? We still got it? Can I get it? All right, we still giving away free? All right, it's free, F-R-E-E, free. It's my special report in e-booklet form. I put down, taking my 30 years of experience in the plumbing industry here, and I kind of filtered it all down here and put it into a little booklet I entitled The 7 Must Knows to Be a $1 Million Plumber. Isn't that a fancy name? That's just a fancy smancy way of saying you got 7 things you got to know to be successful. Okay. All right. But it sounded fun. Okay. All right. So, hey, I put it all down in there, and you got to know these things to be successful here. If you don't, hey, you're going to be dying on the side of the mountain. Okay. And you don't need to. All right. Because it's free. All right. Simply go to www.themilliondollarplumber.com/7, and we'll get it right on out to you. Also, I have a request, a special request here. We don't do this often here. I'm not looking not to hit people up for money here, but we got a plumbing brother out of Sydney, Australia, by the name of Glenn Murray. Okay, he's the head of a rather large plumbing group on Facebook. The Plumbers Crack. I mean, I think it's like the Plumbers Crack.
Maybe give a thumbs up if you're
all right, give us a thumbs up if you've heard of the Plumbers Crack or you're involved here. Okay, man, great group of guys. I think it's like 40, maybe 50,000 strong. I mean, it's a ton of guys, a ton of blokes, a ton of mates, a ton of wankers. Can I say that? A wanker? That's what I call them. Oh, Glenn said, hey, it could be a good term too. It can be bad or good here. So. We'll take the good side here. Hey, but Glenn has a heart here. I mean, he does a lot of work for the sick and needy in Sydney and throughout Australia, and he's working on something right now called the cancer.
Cure Brain Cancer Foundation.
Cure Brain Cancer Foundation. Okay, and I just want to put a plug out for him. I know he's seeking some help from the rest of us brothers here. I think this is $5. All right, and we all got $5. Okay. And it's a brother working on this kind of stuff. It's good stuff here. There we have it on the screen. You can see it there. And we're working on putting the link up. We just got this kind of right before the program started. And I just made a command decision here. I don't mean to step on anybody's toes here. And this isn't something we can do all the time. But this is a cat. This guy does this kind of stuff all the time. And he's a rock and roller too. Yeah, you gotta love a rock and roller. He plays in a rock band. He's my age, so it's and he's a plumber. He does some big stuff. I mean, he sends pictures of stuff that he does. I mean, they're doing the high-rise stuff. And the guy looks like he probably still carries the cast iron on his shoulder, probably a couple 20-foot lengths. He's carrying it up the steps. He doesn't need the elevator like the rest of us. So So there we go. So there's the, you know,
And links in the comments.
the links in the comments. Check it out. $5. Join me in supporting Glenn and Cure Brain Cancer Foundation. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, all right. Hey, let's bring our cat on here.
Do it.
All right, we got Charlie Bees. All right, owner of Beis Plumbing out of Imperial, Missouri. Across the wide Missouri. Hey, Charlie, how you doing, brother? You ready to rock Potty Talk?
Good, Richard. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, man. It's good to see you.
You too.
All right. Hey, we launched this, you know, we launched this candle here. We had a little technical difficulty getting started for you guys knows, but hey, but we're on here. It's good to have you on here. We got your logo there. Good looking logo. A lot of fun here. All right,
Thanks.
man. Hey, well, we're going to get into some plumbing here. I know you got some nuggets of gold to drop on us. Well, you were dropping, man, you were dropping a whole mine full here before we started. And that's what I want you guys to hear. And that's why I was looking forward to having Charlie on here. But before we get into plumbing stuff and plumbing business, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you like to do when you're not plumbing?
Well, not plumbing, man. I spend the majority of time either hanging out with the two kids, taking them to do stuff. Just got my oldest daughter. She took her to the driving range for the first time, and she's loving that golf now. So she's getting into that. And if I'm not doing that, man, I'm probably at the gym. You know, that's I like to spend my free time at the gym.
There we go. Hey, Adam says, hey, Charlie, did your daughter have a good birthday?
Oh man, we don't even have time to get into that. It was pretty eventful. It involved fire trucks and ambulances and none of the kids, but it was good. Yeah, everybody had a good time, but it was definitely eventful.
Hey guys, I gotta tell you, this guy's not only just you know, a master plumber and businessman here and plumbing business owner, and but he's a cool dad. You know, really good looking family. And 3 girls, was his wife and 2 daughters. You know, I don't know how he got so lucky to get such what he got. But this guy not only works out, you can tell. You can look at him. The guy's put together here, and he can get it done. But I think he even took his little girl. Didn't you take your daughter to see Taylor Swift? Did you take her?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tuesday night at 9:30, we went and see Taylor Swift.
There we go. Now
I actually enjoyed it too, so I can't say it was all for her. It was a good time.
Hey, well, you had a good time, man. Took your daughter, man. That's what men do. That's what real men do. All right. Yeah. Quite frankly, that's why I gave the little plug here for Glenn Murray out of Sydney, Australia, for the cause here, because he does that kind of stuff for the kids and all that. And he's the kind of guy you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley. You know what I mean? The guy. He's a nice guy. I mean, he could get it done too. You know what I'm saying? So that's who we're talking to here, Charlie. So, well, man, that's good. So how did you get into plumbing? How did you fall into plumbing? What's your story?
Like the majority of us, man, it was a family thing. My father got into it. He was actually digging graves at a cemetery, and somebody stumbled along him and saw that he ran a backhoe real good and said, "Hey, man, have you ever thought about being a plumber?" And he started plumbing at 17 or 18 years old, and I just kind of followed and jumped right in with him about 17, 18 and went right into it, man.
And there we go. So you came up through the ranks with your dad then, right? For your dad's business?
Well, we started at another company. By the time I started with them, that company, they were having some difficulties, and they made him vice president of the company. And he hired me on at 18. I graduated, man. I wanted to take 1 week off. And he looked at me and said, "No, you're going to be at the shop, Monday morning at 7 o'clock, or you're going to be looking for another job." And so I was at the shop Monday morning while all my friends were out doing their stuff. And I think one of my first jobs, I was running an 80-pound air hammer, man, breaking up some streets in the middle of St. Louis. That's what I did for 3 or 4 years.
Paying your dues, brother. Paying your dues.
I paid some dues.
Right. And so how did you so what was your expertise then? I mean, I'm sure you graduated from the jackhammer, right?
Yeah, I actually man, there was just some weird power struggle and stuff going on at that company. There were guys that wanted to be promoted, and they'd get the promotion and they would get mad that they didn't get the raise right away. And about 2 years in, they drug me into the office and go, "Hey, do you want to be an operator?" I go, I guess, I don't know. I was digging using a shovel yesterday. And that day they gave me the keys to a Case 580 Super King, and I started digging sewers. So
right.
It was literally that fast. Like, I don't know if I'd ever even ran one before I started digging 10-foot deep sewers. So
Okay, so all right, so give us some of us guys who maybe have forgotten or just weren't really good at it. What is something we should know when we're operating, machinery like that? Just give us a tip.
Man. Well, make sure you have your utilities located, man. That's number one. Let's have some utilities located. Okay, don't go to the job and go, man, I'll take a couple inches off. We'll use a probe. I can tell you from experience, that's not the way to start.
Right. I can tell you from experience that they let me on one, and then I took out the corner of the house, the siding, and then they got me off one. So, I didn't make my money, running the backhoes. So
I got out of it pretty quick, but I'm actually pretty good at it. So I could have stayed there. They just kept telling me that, if you really want to make the money in plumbing, you need to go inside. And after a couple of years of being outside, they kind of made me go inside, and I did. And now I'm glad they did. So.
Right. So you got into that side of things. And so you're working inside and, on the business and, probably pricing and pricing jobs, estimating, that kind of stuff. So what was your, your aha moment that you said, well, I'm going to go do my own thing?
Well, I'll tell you what it was, man. I was 31, probably 32. I just got my master's license, and I went to a job that day and I had a shovel in my hand digging the ground rough, man. And I said, oh, what am I doing? I've got a master's license. I've got, 12 years in the field, and why am I using a shovel? And that was kind of the day that I decided I'm not. I called the father and talked to him about the business, and he's a young guy too. I think he's 55 right now. So at this time he was probably 50, and he told me, he goes, man, if you want to get out of the field anytime soon, you might want to look at starting your own thing. And that's literally what I did. I put my 2 weeks in and left in 3. I gave him an extra week. I wanted to wrap the job up that I was on for him, and left in 3 weeks, man, and haven't really looked back.
So you started your own gig. And by the way, Charlie, I would talk to you. I feel like a brother here, an older brother, but I actually could be your dad. I'm the age of your dad. I kind of shrunk.
Well, I've got really young parents, Richard. So that's
Were they 14 or something when they? Okay.
16, man. They're definitely young. Yeah, I grew up with very young parents.
All right, they got started. All right, good for them, man. So you got into business, okay? You went from helping to run. You're in the business side of things, which is a little unique with a lot of guys come from. But you started, so you started your own thing. What surprised you that you didn't expect when you started your business?
Honestly, man, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but what surprised me was how easy it was. And it might not be that way for everybody, but I don't know if I told you in any of our other talkings or anything, man, but I had my first check written to me from a job that I wrapped up, and they made it out to Beis Plumbing because that was my name. I didn't have an LLC. I didn't have an EIN number. I went to the bank to put this check in, and I couldn't even do anything with it. I literally made money before I was even ready to. So everything. I mean, if you've got that license and you're good with your customers, man, it surprised me that it came that easy.
I love that, Charlie, you made that point. And it's not, there's a nugget of gold there, guys, a big nugget of gold, because you really are sitting on, if you got your plumbing license, and you get a plumbing truck and you got the dream, the will to get out there and do it, you really are sitting on a gold mine, and you just got to get out there and jump in and get it done. And so you got into it, you started, it seemed like it was easy, it was easy. But, what about the plumbing business? Let's get a little transparent. I mean, you run up against something, we all do. What did you run up against that maybe you started to struggle with once you got going?
Well, just expanding, man. And even a little deeper into that, not just expanding, but now that I have expanded, I've got a couple guys, 2 plumbers, a labor, and office staff, of some sort, letting go, man. Like I'm, for 2.5 years, I was for myself, by myself. I made a lot of money. I did well. We did what we wanted to do. Realized I couldn't keep that up forever. So now with my guys on board, I'm watching them, and I want to take the tools out of their hands all the time. And straighten things up, and that's my biggest struggle, man, is staying off the job, trusting that they know what's going on. They'll call me if they don't. And, that's it for me. That's what I struggle with.
Hey, man, I'm glad you brought that up, because that is a thing there. Let me push you in that a little bit. So what does that tell you? What are you learning from that experience of trying to learn to let go?
Well, I don't even really know how to answer that, man. It's working. I show up now 3 or 4 days. I go 3 or 4 days without even looking at one of their jobs. I don't go in and check see if anything's leaking. And I'll talk to the contractor that they did it for, and I'll say, hey, how's everything looked? Is it up to your standards? And they tell me that it's great. Everything looks great. The guys are great, and the people love my guys. They're really good with the customers. So I don't know. It's just showing me now I should have done it sooner, man. I should have, I've got to trust these guys more.
Yep. And that's a great statement, guys. And there's another huge nugget of gold there, because that is the issue. That is the thing. And I'm glad you mentioned that one. I know we can talk about, learning how to hire the right guys or marketing and those kinds of things. But really a major problem with guys that do start their own plumbing business, to be able to grow it from just being one truck to maybe even 2 trucks, is that letting go. Because, for those of us who start our own plumbing businesses, we're really pretty good at what we do. That's why we started a plumbing business. We're really pretty good, and we like it done a certain way. And so it's hard. That is the thing. It's more of a and so it is simple to grow a plumbing business. I love how you kind of brought that up about being easy. Really, it is simple. Doesn't mean it's always easy, because this thing of letting go is not an easy thing to do. But the concept is simple. If you can let go and let others do the work, and then you're able to scale, and you're able to do other things. And that's, you're able to create this plumbing business and grow this asset, So, man, that is great. I love Charlie. And we didn't talk about that before we went on either.
Yeah.
So I love that it went that way, because that is a huge thing. And it's coming and it's not about being weak, or being unsure. And that kind of a thing. That's where a lot of guys think, I got to push this through and I got to be in control of it, and that kind of a thing. So here, we're talking with Charlie. Charlie, I know Charlie. We do some work together outside of Potty Talk Live. So I just to be a little transparent, I got a little insight into who he is and what he's working on. And this cat has his act together. This guy's sharp, and he's good, smart, and all that kind of stuff. And so, but yet we still struggle with that. I got to control this and that. And
He's got a great woman behind him.
And the lovely Laura just said he has a great woman behind him, which is
no doubt.
Him, they're a power couple. They got some things cooking.
I've had the white towel in the corner a couple times, man. It's been swinging, ready to throw in, and it's if it wasn't for her saying, "Dude, what we've come this far. What are we doing?" I'd be running somebody else's company by now. She's definitely pushed me into staying into it, no doubt.
Amen, man. And that's. Yeah, as the lovely Laura just said, come back with your shield or on it. That's what our strong women say. And that's why we have a heart. And I'm looking over here, the lovely Laura, if you see me looking off camera, she's over here. And, we have a heart for what we call plumbing power couples, because Charlie, what you just mentioned, as you know, is that kind of support. When one's feeling down, the other, that's not something you get from an employee, and so it's a powerful thing. So, all powerful. So where do you picture or envision Beis Plumbing being, a year or so from now?
Well, so as you know, we just bought an office. We do our final walkthrough on Sunday. We close on it, I believe, on Tuesday. So the end of next week, I've got one guy going on vacation. We're going to start moving into that. We've got our new full-time office assistant just started this week training. So in a year from now, man, I don't even want to say it because it sounds so small, but I'd love to be at the 5 very qualified guy truck, on the road, me doing more stuff behind the scenes, shaking hands and getting out there. We just talked to somebody about a billboard, which I'll talk to you about later. I don't know what to do with this, but that's kind of where I see it in the next year, man. I mean, that's the goal. I'd love to go farther than that, but that's what we're shooting for.
That's there. Well, you need to, we talk about this, and and we're you know that we're both fans of another kind of someone who's out there about 10x and things. You know, you got to push that goal out there. You know, so even if you come up short, it's even better, way better than what you were doing. You know, you shoot for little things. No, that's a good one, man. So, hey, share with the guys because you have expertise in this area. Would you mind? You don't. I'm talking dollars, that kind of stuff, but the concept of how you got your shop and how you getting it paid for. That the mortgage is being paid for.
Yeah, well, we started looking, you know, in a price range that we thought we could come up with, and we do a little bit of real estate on the side, just some small HUD, you know, rentals and flips, and so we found this building. This building happens to have 3 separate meters in it for the electric, 3 separate meters in it for the water. It's being used as a gym right now, which is my dream to own a gym, but we have 2 spots that are leased out that are going to cover the entire mortgage plus about an extra $300 or $400 a month. So basically we're in it for free. It'll cover my electric, my utilities, the mortgage. You know, if we ever outgrow it, we'll get a bigger shop and we'll lease out the spot that we're going to be in, and we'll just make money off of it. You know, that's, you know, real estate's a big venture of mine, and that's you know, I'm going to use it in the plumbing world too. Yeah, baby. Yeah. See, that's right. Do you guys catch that? You catch that? I mean, that is great. You know, just, you know, instead of just paying rent somewhere, you're going to own the piece of property, you know, and of course, that, you know, the property, Beis Plumbing is going to be paying, could be paying rent, you know, the plumbing company itself, which is being built into your price. Your customers are paying, that kind of a thing. However, even this investment that they have, all right, this asset that they have other office spaces that are going to be paying more than cover the asset, the payment for the asset. You know, genius. The love of the horse is genius. I mean, that's and we do have a separate LLC holdings company that we started just for that. So the building will be in that name. Beis Plumbing will lease that building, so it will, on paper, everything will be 100% legit. You know, $50 for the LLC or whatever, and it's all legit on paper for the tax guy.
Now we're talking business. See, that's how it's done, guys. That's how it's done. And we're talking to a guy, you know, Charlie, he just admitted, you know, I'm not some huge plumbing company. You know, we don't have piles of money laying around doing that kind of stuff. But that's how you build that wealth. You grow this asset and security. In fact, you got Jess Bees here says, love you, Daddy, from Payson. All right.
Yeah, I think they're upstairs watching on one of the other tablets. So
all right. Your daddy looking good. All right. Hey guys, good to see you. So, man, that is great stuff, guys. You know that. Listen there, Charlie just laid down another huge nugget of gold for you. So, hey, why don't you tell us? We got some experience here. Guys like to hear this, and this is the kind of questions we get every once in a while with comments. We'll throw this out here. We're running a little short. We're getting close to our time here. But what's a war story? Give us a war story. What's the grossest thing you've ever seen or trouble that you got into?
Grossest thing I've ever seen.
All right.
Let's just go with the grossest. Sewer repair. I was probably 2 or 3 years into plumbing. I was just transitioning out of being a laborer into being an operator. The head operator was on the scene, dug up a sewer of a 6-story building. We're in the basement, Richard. There's 5 foot of sewage in the basement, man. I mean, it's.
I know it's.
You know, so when you dig the sewer up outside, it's a clay sewer. It's a trap in the middle of St. Louis City. Steve jumps down in the hole and he's starting to break it open. I said, hey man, I don't know. You're 10 foot deep. The building's 6 stories high. And when he hit that clay pipe with a hammer, Richard, I swear, man, it filled up faster than he could get out.
It's a gusher.
It was months of sewage, man. I've never smelt anything so bad. Luckily, I was on the ditch, you know, watching the shoring, watching the walls for them, not in it. But it was probably the worst thing I've seen as far as disgust. It's hard to stay in plumbing after something like that.
That's right. One of my rules or laws is you never make eye contact with the poo. But when it's all over you and around you, man, you're in
Richard,
it.
he stayed in the hole, man. We threw a pump in there and he stayed in there and fixed it, man. It was, right. I mean, he was a trooper.
That's a plumbing man right there. Dedicated. Oh, brother, that's a good one. Hey, gang, we're here with Charlie Bees, owner of Beis Plumbing out of Imperial, Missouri. All right. And we're just having a good conversation here. A lot of good stuff here, Charlie. Appreciate your time. All the, man, great nuggets of gold you've been laying down here. But you guys go back and check the replay on this. re-listen to some of the stuff, especially the stuff we're talking about that he brought up about his shop and how they did that. Think about that. Okay. That's a good one right there. Hey, but before I let you go, Charlie, why don't you share with us what's the best advice that you've ever been given?
The best advice, man, is come from one of my entrepreneurs that I follow, and I talk to him a little bit off and on, and he basically tells you to close the doors, man. Don't have a plan B. Plan B should be another way to make plan A work. I got my mortgage license, my life, health, property, casualty, 6 and 63, because I didn't know if I wanted to run a plumbing shop, and I have since let all of them expire, man. I worked hard to get them. And I let them expire because with them sitting here on this desk, in the back of my mind, I always knew, man, if this doesn't work tomorrow, maybe I'll just go do mortgages or I'll sell life insurance but you can't have plan Bs, man. You'll never fully commit, and without committing, you can't do it.
Love it, Charlie. He burned the ships. Lovely
exactly.
He burned the ships, guys. That is, I think that's the best thing all night right there. You want to know how to be successful with your plumbing business? It is, don't give you burn the ships. No excuses. There's no out. And I can tell you the good news is, and of course, it's easy for me to be sitting on this side of it. I know it's easy on this side of it. The good news is you're sitting on a literal gold mine, a mountain of gold.
Yep.
You just got to learn. You got to keep digging. You got to learn how to dig in the right place. You got to go with the flows, that kind of stuff. But it can be done. And that's what this is all about. Potty Talk Live is about, and why we're even in, after we sold our plumbing business, literally started in a truck, digging ditches, all those kinds of things. I was thrown off the backhoe because I was tearing houses up, so I'm that kind, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Able to do that kind of stuff and grow, literally from our kitchen table into a multi-truck, multi-million-dollar plumbing business, and sold it for a big bag of money. Okay. Yeah. And we thought we'd be playing golf and traveling, but there's only so much golf playing and traveling you can do. We love playing golf. We love traveling, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that kind of stuff. So I don't want to put it down. Hey, but we just know there's guys out there and couples that are working, that have this dream, and just what you said right there, Charlie, is just, if you just don't give up, you're sitting on a gold mine, and we just got to keep going. So, if we can do it,
reach out, man. You got to reach out to other people. Richard, you had Levi from High Five Plumbing on, man. Guess what? I shot him a message. Him and I had a 45-minute conversation 2 days after you interviewed him, because he brought up something that I do. I do some bidding the way he was curious about. And we talked about it, man. Anytime you see somebody that you've got a question for, you want to ask about real estate. My wife's a realtor. I buy real estate. You just reach out to people, man. I don't mind answering any questions to anybody that's got them, man.
There we go. And that's a winning attitude right there. I know it was great advice right there. I just want to bring that. I just brought on his older guy and another client, another coaching client. Okay. So they just, you'll see them showing up in the groups and that kind of stuff now. But this guy, I like how he put it. I think it's something we all deal with. We all kind of have a little bit of a plumber FU attitude. And you kind of, which means we segregate ourselves, and we're just going to kind of tackle this and do this and all that on our own. But you got to reach out, just like what you did. It's not weak to reach out to someone else and ask, well, what were you talking about on that? What are you thinking? And so great advice, man. Good stuff there, man. All right, Charlie. Love talking with you.
Me too, man.
I think I'd be paying you. No, yeah, that's right. The love of the Lord said, don't tell him that. He's a businessman.
Let's work on that.
Let's work on that, right? We'll do some. I imagine we'll do some deal together one day. The way it's going here. All right, man. Yeah, I'll let you go. Get you back to that lovely family of yours, and look forward to talking with you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Richard.
All right, brother. Take care. All right. There we have it. Charlie Beis Plumbing out of Imperial, Missouri, man. Great. I knew it'd be great. There's a lot there. We could go on and on. We just don't have the time here. Hey, but you go back if you came in late to this video here, or if you came in, you saw the repeat or whatever. Hey, go one way or another. Go back and listen there, because there's a lot of stuff on the inside there that he has, and he's a guy you can reach out to. This guy's sharp. Okay, so there we have it. But I think it's about time to flush this episode. About time to flush it. Hey, this was the 99th episode of Potty Talk Live.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Seems like yesterday.
I know.
So we're going to have a little 100, celebration or whatever. I'm not sure what we'll do. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it naked or something. Naked Potty Talk Live. No, we won't. And the lovely list says, no, we will not. All right. Okay. But hey, it's been great having you on here. Thank you for watching. And hey, before I let you go, as always, I want to remind you that you were purposefully and wonderfully created, and you were created to do great things. So don't give up. All right. Burn the ships. Burn the ships. All right. All right. Be dedicated. Be focused. And as always, plumb like a champion.